Got some simultaneous reports coming out in the last few days, and I think we're actually a few days late on discussing this compared to when we wanted to. So, our bad, sorry. But we're hearing the first numbers from actual teams and programs that are being allocated with the new revenue share rules for college sports. What's going to go to college basketball, what's not. Every school theoretically can set aside a budget due to rev share numbers that comes directly from the school to certain programs. And the earliest returns, the expectations that are being reported publicly, are that Kansas is being one of the first public facing schools to announce that they are going to spend $4.5 to $5.5 million on college basketball every year. Not only did Kansas say this out loud, but a few days later, Memphis reporters apparently were able to dig up that Memphis sources within the Memphis program expect that they will be on par with Kansas. And that if Kansas is expected to be a leader in the space at $4.5 to $5.5 million, Memphis says that's in the same ballpark that they will be in. It's very early. Things could change. I think one of the fears that a few big programs had was that you could see other programs theoretically say, hey, we want to put $15 million of our revenue sharing to basketball. We're going to be a basketball school. We'll deprioritize some other sports. Because I think the presumption here is that Kansas would be spending a lot more than $5 million on football, even as one of the big leaders in basketball space here with the new rev share formatting here. So what's your reaction to this? Do you think $4.5 to $5.5 million is going to be the high end for programs? It feels like we're sort of setting the market there, but I'm curious on how this is going to work with all the other schools in the country.
Well, it smells poor in here. That's my very first reaction. That to me, that's not a number that I would associate a school like Kansas putting towards basketball. Or Memphis, even for that matter. Like maybe Kansas, I could see it a little bit more because they do have some success in football, and obviously they want to compete in that space. I didn't know that Memphis. Actually, I did know this, but I'm jokingly saying this, like Memphis football. What? Like, what are we talking about here? So I don't know. To me, that number just seems low, especially if that's like, I don't know. To me, and I could be completely off base and wrong here, that isn't a national championship caliber, Final Four caliber number.
So you think there will be programs that just set aside more than this and say we're going to win with basketball?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
but maybe not though, because football is also a massive moneymaker. But like, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at Michigan State here. Do we really need like hockey to be that great? Like, shout out the Mun Ice Arena, but like, if that's the difference between me getting somebody, like, I don't know.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. Yeah, I mean, it could come down to just what preferences are. The hard part for me is like, I mean, Michigan spent between 10 and 11 million dollars on their roster this year. That's this year in the Wild Wild West year.
Yeah.
And I would assume this gets cut in half. That's what's going to happen to everybody. But like Michigan,
You think that's affecting Michigan football by any chance?
well, the thing, Michigan's a football school,
I
right?
know, but
So,
like they paid Underwood, but like I don't know, I don't know if money's just flowing in.
well, I think
Maybe
that's the
not.
point. This is going to even the playing field. Like Michigan better enjoy this 1 year of spending $11 million on basketball because now that we're in the rev share era, this is never going to happen again, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
true.
Michigan's going to trim this down. If Kansas is leading the sport and saying we're going to spend $5 million on basketball, Michigan will spend 2.5, and that's going to be it. We're going to spend less than we spent on Yaxel for an entire roster in future seasons, and the bubble is sort of bursting. It's interesting. Like I don't know where that leaves Michigan State. I don't know where that leaves Illinois, schools that certainly want to be good in football, have had good football success, but I think would also define themselves as basketball schools. Indiana, like I would think Indiana wants to spend near the max of what like a Kansas is spending, $5 million on basketball. But if they do that, Kurt Signetti is going to publicly be annoyed with it. He already has been this summer. He's been running around saying, I don't have the money I need because we're giving it all to Darren DeVries. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. I thought this number would be higher. I thought a blue blood like Kansas would say we have $10 million annually for basketball. And
Yeah,
if they're trying to set the market at 5, I don't know if that means other schools will beat it or if this is just going to totally change the way money works in college hoops.
yeah. It seems super low.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. But
Yeah, but
like
also I feel like this is, to that point, it's gonna put an emphasis on things that I don't necessarily put an emphasis on, like who the AD is, like what does he value?
it also does open the door. Like couldn't some program out there like Murray State just be like, we're going to put 100% of our rev share to basketball and spend more than Kansas?
Yeah, or just like some AD makes a big decision, like, you know what? I'm not the biggest DeBoer guy. We're just gonna cut Alabama football.
Like, wouldn't Gonzaga do this? They don't have football.
I mean, what are they like big in like the field hockey game or something?
I
How's
feel
that?
like Gonzaga would just put all of their rev share money to hoops and just outspend Kansas every year now.
Yeah, that make no for real.
So now I'm terrified.
You
I don't,
should be.
I don't like this anymore.
Should be.
If Kansas is spending $5 million, what's Michigan State going to spend next year?
Ooh, like total?
Now it's rev share and Jay Bat's involved. So this may
Uh,
even be higher than Tom Izzo's pay grade.
Probably like 1.7, 1.8.
You think that's it?
Yeah,
I feel like Michigan State might start spending
on football.
on basketball.
Oh, really?
I think with Jay Bat in the fold, I think he's going to help with this.
J Bass an elite AD name.
He's such a great AD already. Like he got Jonathan Smith to get recruits in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
That's big.